Hello? Okay. Um, Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Are you for this class? Sorry, just find a seat. I mean, yesterday, I'm just asking. Okay. Have you been able to overcome the problem? Okay, what did they now say? Okay. Press F2. Okay. It's still booting, right? Just allow it to boot. Allow it to boot. Yeah, you were not here yesterday, no problem. But is your system on? Does it have this Git bash? You were not here yesterday. Did you follow online? Now that's the challenge. If you don't make it for the physical class, you follow through online, no matter where you are. You understand? There is a YouTube link that was made available. So anytime you will not, so that you don't just come without any prior knowledge of what we've done before. You understand? All our classes are recorded. If you go to Spin TV on YouTube, you'll find it there. We were live yesterday. So after today's class, you should go through the class of yesterday as well. Go on YouTube, you understand? You'll find a record of the class that we had yesterday. So currently we are live and we have about 4 persons who are even watching right now. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Let's even find what the problem is. Okay. All right. We'll have to continue from where we stopped yesterday. Remember, I told us today we are going to look at collaborations, right? Yeah, welcome. All right. Now, don't forget that I told us that Git is a version control system, right? And the reason why we are learning Git is because as software developers, most of the times we are going to be making changes to our code. We'll be releasing different versions of our software. That's why sometimes if you are using WhatsApp, at a point it will tell you should update your WhatsApp, right? Now the reason why it tells you should update your WhatsApp is because you have made, like they've made some changes to the code base, you understand? Where WhatsApp is running on, that's on the web server where WhatsApp is running on, they would have made the kind of changes to it, all right? And now they will now tell you update your WhatsApp so that those changes will take effect, you understand? Exactly. So while building a software, you will be making different versions of your software, you understand? So at some point, you may want to refurbish how your software looks like, okay? Let's say you were using a Union Bank app. The Union Bank app you were using, let's say 10 years ago, does not have the same interface after 10 years, right? They would have introduced some features. Maybe you can buy airtime, you can pay for your GoTV and DSTV and all the rest. Whereas those features might not have been there before, right? I hope you're on your system. Are you on your system? You should be there, please. You get? While he works with you. He just came today, all right? So let him pair with you. So now, as you are making those updates, my dear, the one in black, you work with her, all right? You guys will work together. Meanwhile, does that system have Git bash? Does any of the systems have Git bash? None of. Okay, you are trying to download. Is it downloading? All right, no problem. So that's the reason why we do Git. Okay, one is that it helps you to track different versions of your software, and secondly, it helps in easy collaboration amongst peers. All right. So is this your first time of attending this physical class? Yes. All right, please sit with the lady in white there. Sit with her. Okay, please sir, have you any resolution on how to download Git bash so I can follow? Okay, some persons are having challenge downloading their Git bash. So let's do that now. All right. Oops. All right. Oops. So, for those of us that are having challenge downloading Git bash, just type Git. In fact, just type Git on Google. All right. Now, click on download. It will open up this particular page. All right. Now, click on Windows. I'm using Windows operating system. So, Solomon 1D, I hope you are following through. Click on Windows. All right. Now, this is where you download the particular Git version for your system. My system is a 64-bit operating system. How do I know that it's a 64-bit operating system? When I go to my Windows Explorer and I come to this PC, all right, and I right-click here, I'll click on Properties. Okay, nice. So if I click on Properties, it will show me that my system is a 64-bit system. So that's how I know that it's actually a 64-bit system. Where is it written? Yeah, look at it here. System type. I have system type x64. Look at it. Okay, I don't think I can, except I zoom. All right. So where is that stuff? All right, so you can see it here. It's showing that my system is an x64 based processor. Okay, that's how you know which one you should download. So probably if you are running a 32-bit Windows 10, it means that you would have to download 32-bit. But my system is a 64-bit PC. All right, so I'll click on Windows 64-bit Git for Windows. Why? Because my system is a 64-bit Windows. When I click on 64-bit Git for Windows, automatically it begins to download. Like you can see, it's already downloading. So I don't know why you guys are having challenge downloading Git. Solomon Wandire, I hope you saw what I did right now. So I don't know why some of you guys are having issues downloading Git. This particular site, it wasn't opening. Really? Okay, you had the same issues too. Oh, really? But mine is down. Are you sure you have strong network? MTN has actually been misbehaving quite all right. Airtel. Yeah, welcome. But it's actually downloading right now. So I just paused it because there's no point downloading it again. I already have it. How do you mean by it's repeating? Solomon is saying, yes, sir, but it's still repeat. I don't know what you mean by repeating. Can you explain yourself? Meanwhile, okay. Alternatively, if you guys are having issues downloading this thing, maybe because of your network, okay, you can download a software called Internet Download Manager. It will help you. It will help you. You can download a software called Internet Download Manager. Internet Download Manager. If you download this software, it will help. Okay, it is saying this site can't be. Then it's from your network now, because my own site is opening. If it's saying this site cannot be reached, it's from your network. Confirm that you have data. If you don't have data, most times your Google will open, but it cannot open a website. It won't load a website. You understand? If your network is not strong, Google normally will open. Most times it's opening from your cache. There's what we call cache memory. It will open because you've accessed it before. You understand? It's not sending a fresh request to the server. So it will just open. Whereas you don't know that you don't have network. That's the reason why it will tell you this site cannot be reached. The only reason is because your network is not strong. That's the reason why it will tell you this site cannot be reached. If you just follow what I did now, it should download so long as you have a stable network. All right? So that is it. So we'll just do a refresher. We'll have to do a refreshing, just a little bit of refreshing of what we did the last time, for the benefit of those that neither joined the physical class nor the online classes. All right. So what you are seeing there is called the Git Bash terminal. All right, and it's what you use to, at least for the first time as a software developer, you are supposed to know how to use your bash terminal. All right. Before now, all you do is you use your mouse to right click and drag and drop and perform actions. But as a software developer, most of the times you will not be doing those things. You will be working with terminals, because basically what you are doing here is you are instructing the computer. That's what a software developer does. You write instructions for the computer to obey, and those instructions are programs. You understand? Exactly. So we just did, let me recap a little bit of what we did. We learned how to create a file, and we said we use what to create a file? Torch, right? Exactly. So okay, let's start with a folder. We use, so if we want to create a folder, what do we use to create a folder? All right, so we use mkdir. That's the command line that we use to create a folder. Okay, this guy is asking about the Internet Download Manager. Okay, now let me show you. Go to this website. If you want to download Internet Download Manager, go to this website called Get Into PC. All right, then you just click on Internet Download Manager. All right, it brings out an option for you. So just download any of them. If you download it, you unzip it. It will usually come as a zipped file. When you download it, you unzip the file and then install Internet Download Manager. It looks like this. I already have it installed on my system. It looks like this. So the interface of Internet Download Manager looks like this. So each time you want to download a software, now the reason why the reason why I use Internet Download Manager most of the times is if I'm having network challenge. Lately, network has been very bad. If you are trying to download something, sometimes it will just pause on the way or cut. You understand? But with this software, you don't need to worry about it. One, the software is fast in terms of downloading. And if peradventure you are downloading something and it cuts on the way due to network issues or that your data finished, you can always continue later. You can resume later. Like this Git now that we were trying to download. If I go to this place, if I go back to my Chrome and click on this link, copy download link now. Once I click on it and I'll go to my Internet Download Manager, I'll click on add URL. Automatically it will fetch that URL from my clipboard, and when I click on start download, it begins to download. It's asking me for username and password, but now the reason why it's actually doing that is because I've paused this download. I've paused it. I could as well cancel. If I click on download again and it starts downloading, okay, good. Now I can copy it like this and come here, click on add URL, click OK, then click on start download. It will start downloading immediately. Alright, so you can see it's writing send get. Okay, it will tell you the name of the file was this, but what it got from the server is this. You click on yes, it will start downloading, and it's usually fast. It makes your download fast. Okay, so now if peradventure your network cuts for any reason, you can just pause this download. It will pause and stop there. Even if you are downloading a file of 1 gig, let's assume in the future now you want to download a file of 1 gig and you don't have up to 1 gig, probably you have 500 MB. So you can use this software, download until your data finishes. If your data finishes, you pause. When you get more data, you come back and continue. You understand? But if you are downloading something from Chrome, it will not do like that. Once it stops, most times you will lose your progress, and that data would have been a waste. Are we together? So that's one good way of downloading something. At least add that one also to your knowledge of what you've learned today. So meanwhile, I don't need these things that I'm downloading because I already have it on my system. I'll cancel them and remove it out of here. All right. So we want to make a folder. We use mkdir. Now, if you are just coming today, I would prefer that you just look at that screen there so that you follow through with what I'm doing exactly. So you do mkdir, then you type your new folder. So I will say git repo 2. Okay, I'll call the name of this folder git repo 2. Now, also for the benefit of those that are just coming today, for you to really understand what we are doing, I said this terminal now, we are using code to perform some instructions that you would have ordinarily performed with your mouse. Are we together? Now, first of all, let me know where I am. Okay, we said if we want to know where we are, what do you print? PWD, right? Print working directory. This is where I am. I'm in this folder called users, Soki. Now, let me go to that place. It's in C drive, users, and this is the folder here, Soki. Now, what I want to do is this. Look at what you know how to do already as an ordinary computer user is you right-click, you click on new, and you click on folder, right? Now, you now do something like git repo 2. Okay, I've created this folder, man. I'm using my mouse. Are we together? But I'll delete this folder now. I'll delete it. It's out. It's out of this place. I want to create it using my terminal. All right? So what I'll do is mkdir git repo 2 and hit enter. I've created it. If I come back to this place and I'll look for that git repo 2, you'll find it there. Definitely it will be there. Have you seen it here? So if we come back here and look for git repo 2, look at it here. We have it. All right? So we just created a folder using our terminal. All right? So that's the first thing you do. Now, if you want to go into that folder, normally what you do is you double click on it and it will open, right? That's the conventional way of how you do it. But then you do it this way. You use cd git repo 2. Now, if I print out my working directory, you can see that I'm now in git repo 2. I can create a file by using the keyword touchfile.txt. All right? I just created a new file. If I go into this, so you can see there is a file here, right? I don't know why this thing is not. Okay, let me. Yeah? cd dot. All right, so you can see that a file called file.txt was created actually. All right, so that is that. If I want to edit this file, I can use a built-in text editor, Vim. I can use Vim, file.txt, and I'll hit enter and hit enter again. All right, I'll press I to enter insert mode. All right, so I could just do something like type anything. This is a text file. All right, so I've written this is a text file. WQ exclamation mark. I have saved it. If I go back to my folder and open this file, you can see that it will tell me this is a text file inside of it. Look at it. It has opened. It has this is a text file. Are we together? So automatically we created a file in our terminal. We also added something to it also in our terminal. So this is some of the things you can do. You can as well create another file. Okay? We use touch. You can as well create another file. Let's say there is a keyword called echo. You can do something like echo. This is a second text file. This is a second text file, and let's say file underscore 2.txt, and you hit enter. So we have created another file called file underscore 2.txt. Welcome. So if I open it now, you can see that it says this is a second file. Can you see it? It says this is a second file. So this is just an illustration of how powerful the terminal can be. Now, as someone that is learning software development, most of the times you'll be interacting with your terminal. You'll be interacting with your terminal and not your mouse to do drag and drop. That system, has it not boot? It's still booting. What percentage is it now? 100. It's coming. Just allow her to use that one. Allow her, since she stayed there yesterday. If it boots, you can now go over to your own. All right? Yeah. Okay. So, sir, you're for this class, right? The one with glasses. Please join them there. You pair with them there. Yes, join them there. Pair with them. And be learning what they are doing. It's okay. You are just coming now, right? This is your first time. Okay. You pair with this my sister here. Just go there and stay with her. All right? Yes, the one there. Okay, so this is how you create file. You can see that we created 2 files. You can as well delete the file by using the keyword @m, right? Are we together? You use the keyword @m file.txt and hit enter. Automatically, I have deleted this file.txt. If I go back to this folder now, I won't find it anymore. You can see that it's empty. We can see how powerful it is. Okay? Are we together? So we've automatically deleted that file. We can even create a file. We can actually create an executable file as well. A file that when you launch it, it can perform an action. More like once you launch that file, it will tell you probably welcome. Are we together? So these are some of the things you can do. Now, if you want to read the content of a file from the terminal, you use the keyword what? Cat, right? Cat file underscore 2.txt, and it will read out the content of that file for you. This is a second text file. All right? Now, okay. Okay, so let's create one. Let's create a folder. That's what I'm saying now. Let's just create a fresh folder now. So what do we call the folder? Give me a name. Let's create it. Okay. Let's create another folder, git-repo3, right? So I have a folder. A folder is usually colored blue, all right? So I want to access this folder. What I do, I use the keyword change directory, right? cd git-repo-3. If I print my working directory now, I'll find out that I'm in git-repo-2/git-repo-3. Can you see it now? So that is how you access that folder. If you want to go back one step, you can do cd ... All right, it takes you back to the previous folder. That cd ... is like going back. You understand? Exactly. So that is that. You can as well remove a folder. Okay? If you want to remove a folder, let's say we want to you want to remove this git-repo-3, you use remove directory, rmdir, git-repo-3. All right, so once you do that, this folder is gone. It's no longer there. What we just have is file_2.txt. All right, so we've succeeded in removing that folder. Okay, now this thing is actually sweet because it can also be dangerous. Now watch. Let's say I copy this picture. Let's say I copy this picture and I go over. Let's say I copy that picture now. And I copy the picture. Let me go to that folder that we created. It's in users, and so okay, git repo 2, right? That's where we are. And I paste this folder. Okay, so I just copied this file, carol3.jpg. All right, this file is in this folder, right? This file is in this folder. We can see it now. So I have a file, carol3.jpg, inside this folder called git repo 2. Look at it here. The name of the folder is git repo 2. So if, oops, where is this magnifying lens? I beg. All right. So I can actually remove this folder from the terminal. So I could just go. I can see that carol3.jpg is there. I could just remove this thing now. I could just remove this file immediately by doing what? rom carol3.jpeg. It's out. Automatically, I've deleted that file. You will not find it again. You can see that it's no longer there. You won't find it. So you can as well use your command to like copy plenty things. Okay? So you can as well use your command to copy a file. Let's say I'm in desktop now. Look at this file. Let me rename this file. Let me rename it to okay, this file is called wps.cocx. Oops. That's the name of the file. We can't see it. See it here. The name of the file is wps.docx. Now, what I want to do is, I want to copy this file into our git repo-2 folder. I don't want to do it by right-clicking and clicking on copy and all of that, because it's just a long process. So what I could just do is, I'll open my terminal, okay, and I can just do cd tilde. This cd tilde takes you to the very home, to the base directory, like to the root folder, exactly. So it will take you to the root folder. Meanwhile, for us to find this desktop now, okay, look at the desktop folder is here. You get? So I could just do cd desktop. It takes me directly to desktop. Look at that wps.docx. You understand? If I do print working directory, you can see that I have a desktop here, right? Now, I'm going to copy the directory of this, the location of this thing now, of this wps.cocx. If I copy this thing, okay, let's say, watch, look at what I'm going to do. Or, look at, I could just do this thing, cp, this is the current working directory now. I will copy this thing, paste it here, /wps.docx. Okay. Now this is the file I want to copy. This is the absolute URL or the part of that file I want to copy. I've written it now. I will specify the destination file. The destination file, the destination of where I want it to be is in /c /users /soki /git-repo2, right? And I'll just hit enter. Automatically, I've copied that file to that git-repo2. If I go there now, look at it, it's there. Do you see? If I want to as well delete this file now that we just put inside there, I'll just do what? What command do I use? Exactly. Where is my magnifying lens? Nice. So I'll just do --m. wps.docx, and it goes off. If I open it, it will no longer be there. So you can see how fast it is most of the time. So that's how powerful the terminal can be. All right. So, and also we did. So we now said for us to initialize a GitHub repository, first of all we go to our GitHub, right, and we create a repository, right? We created one, git-repo. That was the repository that we created. All right. So we all participated in creating a GitHub repository yesterday, right? Exactly. So whenever you create a new, and I explained what a repository is. I said the repository is just a folder, okay? Now, when you are talking about Git repository, we have two types. We have the remote repository and we have the local repository. The local repository is the folder that is sitting in your local PC, whereas the remote repository is the one that is sitting there in GitHub, all right? So each time you are creating a repository, the reason you are creating it is because, one, you want to pull it down to your system and you want to start working locally on your system. When you are done, you push it back to the cloud. Now, pushing it back to the cloud, it will allow your other people to have access to that repository, to that folder. They can view the files, they can even pull it down to their own system, make some changes, and as well push it back, all right? So when you create a new repository, by default, nothing will be inside the repository. Now, while I have some of these things here, is because I have added some files to them, all right? Now, if you wish to clone that repository, you click on code, you click on this code, come to HTTPS, and then copy. You copy this URL, okay? And then you go to the folder where you wish to clone it. So I have git-repo2. Let's assume I want to continue from here. I'll do git clone, and then I'll paste, this thing. Oh, what's going on? All right, I'll do git clone, and I'll paste that stuff that I copied. Oops, I copied the wrong thing. All right, let me go back and copy it again. I'll click on copy. I have copied it, and then I'll do git clone, paste. Go to that position you were yesterday. All right. So I have succeeded in cloning down that repository to my local PC. So this thing you are seeing here now, this git-repo you are seeing here is this same folder that I have here on the internet on GitHub. Are we together? I just created a local copy of that repository now on my PC. Okay? The reason why I created that local copy is because I want to start making changes to that local copy. And when I am done, am I fast? Jesus, okay. So, sorry, is anybody confused with what I'm saying? You're welcome. Welcome. You're welcome. Please stay with that sir there, the one in blue. Is today your first time? Stay with him. Yeah, if it's saying already existing, it's because you already have it. You get? But you could as well create a new folder and then cd into that folder and clone that repo again. It will clone. Okay? Yeah. So like I was saying, okay, what I said is, this git-repo you are seeing here is that same folder, is that same repository on GitHub. This particular repository now that you are seeing. You can see that this repository here has about how many files in it? How many files are here? About 5 files, right? We can see readme.md. We can see readme.md. We can see another new file.txt, index.txt, master point to master.txt, new file.txt. That's about 5 files that we have there. Okay? Now, if I to confirm to you now that what I have cloned on my local repository is exactly what is in this online or cloud-based repo is. Let me go into this git-repo now. pwd. I'm in git-repo. If I ls now to list all the files, can you see that those 5 files are there? Do you see? Exactly. So you can see that those 5 files are there. So basically, I have created a local copy of my remote repository. When I use the word remote, I mean the one in the cloud. Okay? And when I use the word local, I mean the one that is sitting down on my PC. Are we together? Are we together? Exactly. So that's just what I did. Now, as a developer, most of the times, this is the first thing you do before you start a project. You most likely want to create a repository for that project. All right? So let's say by next week now, when we enter introduction to HTML, the first thing you do is you go straight to GitHub and create a folder. That's a repository. Let's say HTML basics or introduction to whatever you want to name your repository, you understand? Once you do that, the next thing you do, you come down to your terminal and you clone down that repository to your local PC. You understand? Now, whatever you want to work on, you begin to work on it on that local repository. So that once you make any changes, you push it. You get? Once you do git push, it will push it to that remote repository. So that anywhere in the world, even if your system crash and you go to another system, you understand? You just pull down, okay, sir, you now have access, right? Yes. Thank God. You just pull down the repository to that system and continue working. You understand? Exactly. So that's what we do. Now this is a local copy of that remote repository. Now let me show you something. Remember, we still have 5 files here, right? We still have 5 different files here, right? So let me create a new file in my local repo. Okay. Let me assume I create a file known as contact.txt. Let me create a file known as contact.txt now. I'll do touch contact.txt. All right. I've created a new file now known as contact.txt. What we have here is 6 different files, right? We have 6 different files here, right? But in our remote, we still have only 5 files, right? Right? Okay, so let's add some things. Let's just do vi contact.txt. Now, why am I doing vi? I need a quick answer. Why did I type vi contact.txt? What do I want to do? Exactly. I want to edit the contact.txt, right? So I'll press my I. I'm in insert mode. So I need, just give me random names. Just call some random names. Let me add to this contact. Okay. We have Emeka. Okay. We have Chinyere. Okay. Ndobuisi. Okay. Another name. Okay. All right. So I'm okay. I have added a couple of names here. Let me save. Okay. Now, I have added this. Remember I said we have 3 stages of workflow, Git workflow, right? So what's the first stage? Exactly. Thank you. So we've modified this local repository now. We modified it by adding a new file, contact.txt, right? So what's the next stage? What's the next stage of Git workflow? Commit. Staging, right? So let's stage this file. Before then, I'm going to do git status. Let's see what it will tell us. Now, watch. It says on branch main. What this statement is, what it means is on this particular local branch. Okay? Now, your branch is up to date with origin/main. What this thing means is, this your local PC it contains exactly the same number of files, okay? The same number of commits, the same number of changes with the one in the cloud. Are we together? So it's actually up to date with the one in the cloud. But on tracked files, we have some files that are not tracked, yes. Which file is that? Contact.txt. Are we understanding? Are we understanding? Now, let me come again. It's telling add, okay? Now, it's saying use git add to do what? To include it in what will be committed. That is, let's move this file now from, let's move this repo from the modified stage to the what? Staging, right? So, we do that by doing what? Git add contact.what? Contact.txt. We've added it to the staging. If I do git status, all right, you have seen that. Look at what it says. On branch main, your branch is still up to date with origin/main, right? But there are changes to be committed. Okay? Now, that file is contact.txt. It's now shining green, telling you that it has been staged, right? But it says, assuming you don't want to stage it again, use git restore -- staged, then contact.txt to do what? On stage. Are we getting the process now? So you can see that we moved from modified to staged. Now it's saying, assuming we don't want to stage it. Okay, let's just try that. Let's assume that we don't want to stage anymore. You do git restore -- staged contact.txt. All right, now let's do git status again. Have you seen we've gone back to an unstaged process? Are we together? Fine. So let's stage it again by doing git add contact.txt. Git status, we have staged it. Now I'm going to push. So for this thing to reflect in our remote repository, we'll do git push. Just do git push only. Everything is what? If I come back to this place and refresh, we are going to find that file that we just added, contact.txt. Okay, it has not appeared, right? It hasn't appeared, even though we've done what? Refreshed, right? Okay, so let's see what could be the problem. Git log, let's do a git log of all the commits that we did. Okay, fine and good. Oh, escape. Okay, git add. We did git add. Oh, thank you. Someone just, yeah. Who said that? Who said it? Okay, but we understood what happened, right? We did not commit. We only added, but we didn't commit. And that is even why it told us that everything was what? Up to date. Are we together? Are we together? Fine. So, let's do git status again. Cool. So, the next thing we had, that's the last thing we should have done was to do git commit, right? So we'll do that second to the last, because the last should be good git push to push it. So we'll do git commit. Now I'm going to add a commit message that is added a file contact.txt. Did you see? I can now do git push. Cool. It has pushed to my remote repository. So once I come back to this place and I refresh, automatically contact.txt must be here. Can you find it now? So you can see that contact.txt has appeared, right? So this is this is just this is just the sweet thing about Git, okay? This is just the sweet thing about Git. So it makes everything, like it makes your work quite easy. So today we are going to learn about collaboration, all right? When I talked about I will be working on a particular aspect of a project while you yourself, you'll be working on another aspect of that project. You will make your changes and you will push your changes, right? Right? Okay. So the first step when talking about this collaboration now is, actually when I put this repository, I put the main branch. Are we together? I put the main branch. But then, I can as well create a branch which is not the main. Are we together? Now, let me make you understand. I said that when you are collaborating, it means that different people are working on that project, right? Now, there will be conflict or there will be confusion. Let's say we have a page, index.html, okay? I am the main, let's say I'm the team lead, okay? And I worked on index.html. Probably I edited a button, okay? And I saved and pushed, okay? Now, you, that is my second, all right? You pulled my repository, okay? Let's assume I gave you collaborator access, okay? You pulled my repository to your local PC, and you worked on the same index.html, you understand? And pushed it back, okay? It will go, you get? But now, the next time I, let's say, work on that index.html as well on my local repository, you get? And push again, there will be conflict. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because you've worked on that file, right? The file that is in the cloud is now ahead of my own in my local PC. Are we together? So now, let's assume you remove the button, okay? And the one I have on my local PC, there is still a button in it, you understand? Probably I worked on the footer, okay, and I pushed. Git will tell you that there is a problem. Do you know why? Because the file in the cloud does not have a button. Your own has a button and another new feature. So there is conflict in the sense that the two files are not tallying. Are we together? Now, to avoid such a conflict, that is why it is best for you, anytime you are working on any feature, you create a new branch. You get? You create a branch so that once you make your push, okay, it doesn't go straight to the main branch on the remote. Rather, the same branch you created on your local PC will be as well created in the remote repository. Are we together? So that I myself, that is the admin, once I come to that remote repository, I can now merge it. Are we together? That is, after reviewing the changes, I will now merge it and there will be no conflict. Are we together? So now let's just go straight to learning how do we create a new branch. All right? So let's do that. How you create a new branch is by all right, you use the keyword git checkout -b new branch. All right? I just the new branch, I could call it anything. Let me say I could call it feature 1. I said git checkout -b feature 1. Yeah, feature 1 is the name of the branch. Okay, well, what I just did now, I renamed that thing from feature 1 to version 1 so that it will make more sense. Okay? I use the keyword git branch -m feature 1 version 1. That -m is a flag for rename or move. Are we together? So if I do git branch, we now have two branches. We have the main branch and we have the version 1 branch. Are we together? Are we together? Nice. So far, is there any confusion, any question? Do you know why? Do ls. What do you have? Do you find, is there any folder there? Is there anyone shining blue there? Yes. Blue. Yes. Is there anyone shining blue? Yes. Where exactly are you? Which print working directory? Let me see where you are. Where are you exactly? PWD. You are in desktop. So that is why now. CD tilde. Do CD, like go to the root. You understand? Tilde is this thing. Wait. This stuff. This character. When you do CD tilde, it will take you to the root. Then you can now do ls and find that. I think it was, which folder was it that we created yesterday? Git repo, right? Then you CD into Git repo. Hit enter. Now go to that git -repo that we created yesterday. Okay, ls first to be sure that you will see a git -repo in the things that are listed out. Is there any Git hyphen repo? Just check, look for it. You can maximize your screen so that it will show right and left. Oh, okay. Is there any Git hyphen repo folder? Check very well. Go into that folder. CD space Git hyphen repo. Go into that folder. Mouse? You are not using mouse. You are learning software development. Nothing concerns you with mouse. You do everything with keyboard. You do CD, change directory. CD space. Use two hands. You don't do that. Use two hands. CD space Git hyphen repo. Huh? Yes. Did it succeed? PWD, let me see. Print working directory. What does it show? Users slash. Okay. LS, let's see what is inside. What is inside? Nothing. Okay. So create a new branch. Git checkout -b version 1. Yeah. Forget about the second one. That second line I wrote was to change that name from feature 1 to version 1. Where are you exactly and where do I come from? So where are you when you did PWD? Okay, there's no repository there. Huh? Yeah. Then the name of your new branch. Look at the code is in the board. The first line of code there. So what were you saying? You saw what? You saw what? No, I will not come there. There's what we call remote, like I don't need to come there. This is everything we are doing is part of software development. You know, I told you solving problems is one of the skills. So I will tell you what to do and you do it. I don't need to come there. Okay, tell me, where are you so that I'll know where to come in from. Hold on. So go into Git hyphen repo now. Connection, permission denied. Okay. Permission denied. Right? Have you signed in? What did you want to do that I told you permission denied? Okay. Open as an administrator. You know that was exactly what the challenge you were facing the last time, right? Close it. Close that Git bash. Right? Click on the Git bash and open as administrator. So, over to you. What's the challenge? So, PWD. Let me see. Where are you? Users Git repo. All right, do ls space -la. That is list all. Is there any .git there? ls gini. ls space -la. Is that what you did? So what do you have there? Do you have any .git there? You have a .git in your own, right? The lady in white, do you have any .git there? You don't have .git. So what do you have there? What? Okay, you know what? Clear. Just clear. ls space hyphen a only. So what do you have there? What do you have? It's not showing anything, right? It means that it's empty, nothing is there. But do you have any dot dots? You have dot dot and dot, but there is nothing else. Okay, it means that you've not cloned the repository. So clone your repository. You should know how to do that, right? Okay, go to GitHub. Go back to GitHub. Have you created a remote repository on GitHub? You guys really want me to come there? Eh? Oh, okay, there is no internet connection. Sir? Okay, yes, you need to clone, create a new repository. Okay, okay. Create a new repository. You are creating private, create a public repository. Don't you have access to internet? No internet. Oh, what's going on now? People should give us internet. Please, report your experience on the group so that they will look into you. This I can report. This is it, right? This is the remote. Look at it. This is the remote report. This I can report. You understand? So copy this thing. Copy this thing. No. Click on it. Click on it. Come back to this page. Your summary. Alright. Now do git clone. Space. That's right. Paste that link. Alright, hit enter. So it's flowing into that repository. But then do you have internet? It will not work now. You need to find a way to connect to internet. Connect your phone. The last time you check out your phone, so do that. If you have network on your phone, kindly better your. Huh? It's not connected. We really need network. We need network. We need network for it to work. Hey, you want me to hotspot out this system? I can actually do that, but no. Connect your phone to the system now. You should have internet now. Don't you have network? Oh, that's true. My own self is shining blue instead of green. But it's working. Ah, it has shined red. There's no network. It's actually fluctuating. This is 2G network. I mean what? Shining blue instead of green. But it's working small. So they are complaining there's no network. What's the challenge? Okay, that means it's working. Your network is working then. LS has been A now. Let's see. Which network is it? Which one is it? Wait, Forex Trading that is saying there's no sample service. message should be descriptive, like so that if someone accesses your repository, the person should understand what you did the last time. You understand? Let's assume you worked on the home page. When you are pushing, in your commit message, you write, I worked on the home page. You understand? And push. So that me, as a collaborator, if I open it, I'll be able to see, okay, this person actually worked on this thing. So I will continue from here. You understand? So after that, you now do git push. Start the push page. So do it quickly now. Let me see.
Is our internet is expired?
Can you see? So, nice. Git commit now.
I think they already cut us off. We don't have internet.
Space, and
Cut off. You requested today.
then you type the name of that folder. If you keep doing like this now, how are we going to grow? You see that you will be stopping other people from moving forward. That's why you should have a note. See the space, then git hyphen repo. See now, we are wrapping up with git this week. So next week we are entering something else. We are supposed to go into this place. See the git. I prefer. So what you need to do now is do git space checkout space hyphen b space version 1. Write it down so that you type it. No, just you are not writing another. Have you added anything? Have you committed anything? Do git push again. It's succeeded. No, it's coming. It has even gone. Refresh now. Okay, all of this. Let's have a look. It was not much and it failed to push. Okay, so you git push space. Git push. What you want to do? Git push hyphen u space hyphen u space origin type origin space man hyphen enter. Now when you do git commit again. Leave commit. That's the challenge. Okay, fine. Asking you should log in. You get it. So sign in your browser. You need to log in. You need to log into GitHub before it will push. So create a brand. Okay, this is simple for your space. Git space checkout space hyphen git space version 1. Do that. Sign in with your credentials. You are already late, so we should wrap up now. I believe everybody has succeeded in creating a new brand. So, okay, you added your own. You should help her out. Help her to get to where you are. That's what you do now. Help her. Ask her where she's from and help her to get to where you are. Okay, so git commit. All right. So let's wrap up. Okay, let's look up now. Just look up. There is no time again. So we'll have to close the class because we are. Sir? What did you type? Please, from next week, we are going to enter something much more serious. Everybody should come with the writing material, please. It's very important. Please. See, look at what you have here is .txt. You are writing .tex. So where are you getting the ex from? It should be txt, not tex. This is computer. You have to give it the right instruction. Now you have written something else. You wrote something else in your book, and you are typing something else. How do you want it to work? Look at what you typed there and what you have in your book. Is it the same thing? Hit enter. Then you do this commit and hit push. All right. This is computer. If you give it the wrong instruction, it will not work. It will throw an error. No, it's not a matter of sorry, sir. It's part of training. So you are training both your eyes and your brain. If you give it the wrong thing, it will not work. Please complete authentication on the browser. Have you got this? Do it again now. Do give push again. So have you created the new brand? Nice. Type it brand. See, I told you should assist the group. To paste what? It's good now. Why don't you go? I thought you have the writing material. You left your writing material at home and you came here. So what's the challenge? I said that what you have here is not what you wrote down. So write what you wrote down, man. You wrote git checkout -b space version 1. That's what you have. And then it's telling you should log in. Sign in with your browser. Click on sign in with your browser so that you sign in. What's the challenge? Destination file support. What did you now call? Git working. Destination file 1. Already exists and not empty. So also be reading this instruction. It says it already exists. If it already exists, it means that you've already closed it. But I cannot find it. But that's not even existing. But remove this thing. Remove that thing if you want. How does it? Tell me how to remove it. Hit branch now. Yes, and hit left down. So you see that you have a version 1 branch. Alright? So that means you are done, right? Now, okay, succeeded, fine. Go back. Okay, that's push. You see, go to your list. Refresh and see if you find out the phone. Just refresh your browser. Refresh it there. See if your remote or text. Alright, so finally what you need to do is git checkout -b version 1. Transport. Alright, so guys, let me quickly illustrate this thing so that I'll give us our take-home assignment. Now, I want to say something. We are meeting next week. Now, if you have a laptop, it's very, very okay. You can actually practice from home. But if you don't have a system and you are intentional about getting these things right, check the timetable. If tomorrow is free, you get, if there's any space where there are no classes, you can actually come down here and make use of the systems. You understand? And practice on your own. If you have any challenge, you can call me on phone or paste it on the group. But if you have your personal laptops, I'm going to give us an assignment. If you go home, you should do it. It's for everybody's good. Are we together? Exactly. Okay, so let me just quickly illustrate what I want to do and we'll wrap it and call it a day. We just created a new branch, right? Git branch. I'm on version 1 branch, all right? So I'm going to create a file, touch version 1.txt, okay? I just created a file, version 1.txt, and I'm going to push that file the current branch, version 1, has no upstream branch. Now watch. The current branch, version 1, has no upstream branch. Okay? What it is telling me is that I have a branch on my local PC, okay, called version 1, right? But that same branch is not in the remote repository. Are we together? So what it's saying, instead I should type this code, git push set upstream space origin version 1. Now, the short form is, look at what I'll do, instead of just doing git push, I will do git push -u. -u is the short form for that set upstream blah, 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 blah. You understand? So I'll just do git push -u origin space version 1. All right? So what I'm saying, what this instruction is saying, you should write it down now. Write it down now so that you will not forget. No, you didn't create, you've not created a file in that new version. You get? So, don't worry. Just look at, I'm doing git push -u origin space version 1. What it means is, assuming that I don't have a version 1 branch in my remote repository, create it for me. Are we together? And as well, push it to that version 1. So that is what that -u is doing. If I hit enter, it should not complain again and it should push. Have you seen? It has pushed. Are we together now? Nice. Look at what I'm going to do. If I do git branch -vv, look at what it will show me. It will tell me that version 1 is pointing to origin / version 1. Are we together? Meaning that currently now we have a version 1 branch on our repo. If I go to my GitHub now, look at what will happen. It will ask me for a pull request. Look at it. Look at what it's saying. Version 1 had recent pushes 32 seconds ago. Are you seeing it? Now, I made a change to this repository, but I did not make that change on the main branch. All right? Are we together? I did it on a version 1 branch. So the reason for this is to avoid conflict. So if you are working as a team, each person will create their own branches, you get, and push to their own branch. Now, the person that is the team lead is the one that will do a pull request. I'll click on compare and pull, all right? Now, once I do that, it will checking mergeability. It says it is able to merge, right? Now, what I will now do is create a pull request. What this thing essentially means is I want to merge it, all right? So when I click on create pull request, fine, it has succeeded. Okay, checking for ability to merge automatically. All checks have passed. Merge pull request, all right? So I'll click on merge and it will ask me to confirm merge. Now, I'm going through all these processes because I have reviewed your change, okay? and it is okay with me, so I am free to merge. So I will now click on confirm merge. It is after I do this confirm merge now. Fine. It now says pull request successfully merged and closed. If I come to code, I will see that I have a new file called version1.txt. Do you understand now? Do you understand? All right. So that is where we'll end the class. So your assignment now is you are going to, on your remote repositories, you are going to create 5 different branches. In each of the branch, create a new file and push it. Go to your remote repository and create a pull request, confirm and merge. Are we together? I said you are going to create 5 different branches. Version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, and version 5. Okay? And each of those versions, create a file. You can name it anything. You know I named my own version1.txt, right? Are we together? So create a file, push from those 5 different branches. Come back to your GitHub repository. Okay? Then create a pull request and merge. Are we together? Let me come again. Create 5 different branches on your local git-repo repository. Okay? Now, mind you, assuming you are working from home, what should be the first thing you will do? Since you are going to be working with a different system, what will be the first thing you do? Huh? You git clone, okay? You clone that your remote. Yeah, you log in now. You understand? You log in your account, okay? You clone your repository, right? So that you have it on that different PC, okay? Now, once you clone it, you see that exactly what you have on this system is what you have on that system. Are you understanding the essence of this repository stuff? Exactly. Now, you create 5 different branches. Remember how you create a branch is git space checkout space -b space version 1, okay? Git space checkout space -b space version 2, all right? Now, let's say you are in version 2. I touch a file, touch space version2.txt. I do git add, git commit, and now remember, version 2, which is a branch you created on your local PC, is not already in your remote PC. So what do? Git space push space -u, okay? Space origin space version 2. You wrote it down, right? Are we confused? That's for pushing. Okay, I said we have created version 1, right? We've touched a version 1.txt and we have pushed, right? We pushed using git space push space -u space origin space version 1. That was what we used to push, right? We did that because, remember, version 1 originally was not in our remote repository. You want to see what exactly? Okay, so I should type it. Okay, look at it now. But if I show it to you guys, I've actually done the assignment. Why is it now an assignment? I don't understand. Okay, look at it here. Look at it here. I did git push -u origin version 1. Sure, that's what I did. You can see it now. Yeah, we are close. That's what I did. Now, if you just want me to do this thing by myself. Now, git, I should do it. Why is it an assignment? Git checkout -b version 2. It has switched me to version 2. If I do git branch, you can see that we have a version 2, right? Now, I will touch a file, version 2.txt, all right? And I will add that version 2.txt. okay, let me just say I added a version 2.txt, right? I'm doing it now. I hope people are seeing it. Now, I'll now do git. I've committed. Normally, you should have just done git push, right? But this thing will not work because it has no upstream branch named version 2. You understand? You get? So that is why I have to do git push -u origin version 2. Write down this command now. That's all you have to do. Git push -u origin space version 2. And once I hit enter, cool. It now says what? Fail to push some reps to blah blah blah. So what's going on? All right. Did I commit? I think I okay. Nothing to commit. Git push. Git push -u origin version. Oh, look at what the problem is. Look at now. I even made a mistake in my version 2. You see, it's supposed to. Do you understand? Yes. I made a mistake. So if I do git branch, that is even where the problem is coming from. I wrote version 2. So let me rename it. I'll rename it like this. I've renamed it, right? So I will now do git push -u origin version 2. And it will push to my fine. Have you seen it? So this step I used in creating version 2. Now, the reason why I said you should make it 5 is because by the time you have succeeded in creating 5 different branches and pushing, it would have subconsciously synced into your memory. You understand? So that's the essence. So having done that, I will come back to my GitHub and I will look at, okay, there is a pull request. I need to compare and pull. I will compare and pull. And all right, so create pull request, and then I will as well merge the request. Okay, so merge pull request, and I will confirm merge. So I have merged the second version 2, merged. So if I come back to code, I'm going to see version 2.txt there. All right, so this is what I want you to do on your respective repositories. Create 5 different branches. All right, create 5 different branches. Add, modify, stage, and commit. Like create. You understand my assignment now? So you see, I have illustrated it. So when you get home, do exactly the same thing I did. And once you are done, okay? Once you are done, drop the link of your repository in the group chat. I will pull it down and I will check how many branches that you did before I will certify that you got the assignment correctly. Are we together? We are all in the group chat, right? We are all in the group chat, right? Exactly. Remember, I will grade your assignment. Once you are done, create 5 different branches. Then submit the link. In fact, just tell me that you are done, okay? Tell me that you are done. I will go down to your GitHub repository and I'll pull that repository and I'll confirm that I have 5 different branches before I will certify you done. Are we together? All right. So that's the end of the class for today. Thank you very much for your apt attention, and see you next week. We might occasionally hold a virtual class this week, so just be at alert. Now, look up. You have tomorrow Listen, no, you have tomorrow to do this assignment. Okay? Yes, you have tomorrow to do this assignment. Now, on Thursday, listen, on Thursday, you are going to do a peer review. Okay? What do I mean by that? Anybody that succeeds in doing their own assignment first, okay? You are going to hold a class online on Google Meet. Are we together? Now, drop the link to that class. I will attend the class. I will be in attendance. Other people are mandated to attend that class. Now, the reason why you are dropping that link to that class is you are teaching your friends how you succeeded in getting that assignment done. All right? Are we together? It's called peer review. That is what you do as a software developer. That way, you will learn together amongst yourselves. Are we together? Thursday is for peer review. Tomorrow is for you to do the assignment. So anybody that succeeds in doing the assignment first or feels confident that, okay, they've learned this thing, all right, drop the link to a peer review meeting. That is, create a link on Google Meet, you understand? Drop that link. When we join, you show us how you did your assignment. And if possibly you learned any new thing on Git, you also share the idea together. Are we together? Now, such links, such meetings are much compulsory. So all these things, I'll be taking record of all of them because that is also what I'll use for assessment. Now, as a software developer, this is what you do. Now, on Friday, you document your learning progress for this week. This week, what you learned was Git and GitHub, right? You are going to write an article on what you learned this week. All right? Are we together? All these things I'm saying are compulsory. That is part of this program that we are doing. Are we together? Now, write an article on what you learned. I'm sure most of you took a selfie, right? So if you've not taken a selfie now, take a selfie now. Write an article on what you learned this week. Post it on LinkedIn and post it on Facebook. All right? You tag me, tag Mr. Aaron, and tag the senator. That's if you have his, what's it called? His social media handle, okay? Tag him and post it on Facebook and on LinkedIn. If you don't know what LinkedIn is, go and research about it. Go to YouTube. Learn how to create a LinkedIn account. Look for me. My name is Solomon Ajule. I'm on LinkedIn. Add me. Tag me in that group. And I'll check your progress report. Did you guys understand everything I said? The first thing I said is do this assignment. You have tomorrow to do it. On Thursday is for your peer review. Anybody that does it first, create a link for a peer review meeting. Are we together? Now, your colleagues will join. I'm not the one holding the meeting. It's somebody amongst you. Your colleagues will join. You explain to them, this is how I solve this problem. And probably if you learned any new thing, you can as well share. Then on Friday, you write a progress report of what you have learned so far this week. Make a post on LinkedIn and on Facebook. Tag me, tag Mr. Aaron, tag Spin FM TV, tag the senator, all right? And share it on your social media profiles. I hope everything I said is clearly understood. Everything I said, is it clearly understood? Is everything I said clearly understood? All right, with that having been said, we wrap it up for this week. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.